Do you want to learn how to make money through Airbnb without even owning the property? In this episode, I'm going to talk about Airbnb arbitrage. This is part 6 in my 10-part series on how to generate wealth through real estate. Stand by. All right, so you've heard me talk a lot about Airbnb arbitrage if you're following me on TikTok. If not, here's a brief explanation of what it is and how to do it. So Airbnb arbitrage is simply taking advantage of the fact that short-term rental rates tend to be 2 to 3 times higher than long-term rental rates. So the basic idea is you rent something out at long-term rates. You then put it on Airbnb, VRBO, other sites, and you get 2 to 3 times in short-term revenue what you're paying in long-term revenue. You're taking advantage of that difference, of that inefficiency in the market. So how do you do it? Well, step 1, research what long-term rates are in your market. This is easy to do. You can go on apartments.com, Craigslist, or rental sites by owner. There's a lot of websites you can do, and you're just researching what are long-term rents in my area. Then look at the different asset classes. Look at 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, townhouses, single families, all right? And make a chart, make a spreadsheet of what the long-term rental rates are. Step 2, for each of those asset classes and areas you identified, research what the short-term rental rates are. So how do you do that? Well, you start with going to AirDNA. This is a website where you can plug in the address. You can plug in the beds, the bath, the size, some of the features, and they spit out what the ADR is. That is the average daily rate. They tell you what the projected occupancy is. All right, this website is free, by the way. They do have paid levels, but at the basic level, you can get it for free. That should give you a baseline idea. Now, I would take it a step further, and I like to go on the Airbnb site, the VRBO site, other places, and I like to look at what the competition is doing. What is out there on the market, right? What are people renting a single family or a 2-bedroom for? What's their list price? What's their availability? What do the pictures look like? What features do they have, right? This will inform you of how to make your place stand out and give you a better idea of what to expect on those short-term rates. So anywhere where you see short-term rates yielding 2 to 3 times in monthly revenue, gross monthly revenue, what the long-term rental rates are, because you've plotted them all in a chart now. Anywhere you see a 2 to 3x, that is an area you want to target, all right? The 4th step is to go out, find a long-term rental, and get it leased, all right? So it's gonna cost you your security deposit to get that done. That shouldn't be much, typically 1 month's rent. All right, the 5th step is furnish that place, all right? This is where you'll spend most of your capital starting, but you can do it for as low as $5,000 total per unit. So go furnish the place. So step 6, the last step, take pictures, write marketing descriptions, come up with why your place is unique, and get it listed on Airbnb, VRBO, and other short-term rental sites. You then rent it out, collect money, right? Hopefully you're collecting 2 to 3 times what your long-term rental rate is. That is the goal. If you do this correctly, you'll recoup your startup costs in 1 to 2 months, maybe 3 months at most. So now you've built up your monthly cash flow. It didn't take that much to get started. This is a great way to get started in real estate with very little money and very little risk. Your really true risk is just your security deposit. So this is a great way for people starting out that want to minimize their risk and build up their cash flow. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss part 7.